Darth Vader is one of the most feared villains in the galaxy. But let's be honest, his suit? Kinda trash. It's slow, clunky, and literally designed to keep him weak. Palpatine didn't build Vader to be unstoppable, he built him to be controllable. Now, what if someone else had built Vader's armor? Someone who actually knows how to make a functional, high-tech, nearly indestructible battlesuit. Someone like Tony Stark. Yeah, if Iron Man got his hands on Vader's suit, the entire Star Wars timeline gets flipped upside down. We're talking nanotech armor, an Arc Reactor power source, AI assistance, flight systems, and, because why not, repulsor cannons. Yeah, we're about to break this down, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. The science of Vader's OG suit versus Stark tech. Before we start upgrading Vader, let's break down what he's actually working with. Spoiler alert, it's not great. Vader's original suit wasn't built for efficiency, it was built for control. Palpatine didn't want a warrior at full strength. He wanted someone dependent on the Empire, someone weakened by his own armor. Every single part of that suit was designed to be uncomfortable and restrictive. The mechanical joints were stiff, making him slow. The helmet limited his vision and hearing. Even his breathing system was a nightmare, constantly causing him pain. Why? Because pain fuels the dark side, and Palpatine wanted Vader angry and obedient at all times. Let's talk about the power source. Vader's suit runs on a mix of basic cybernetics and dark side energy. It's outdated, fragile, and barely keeps him alive. If anything, it's closer to life support than battle armor. If his suit malfunctions, he's done. No backup system, no AI assistance, nothing. Just raw anger keeping him going. The first thing Tony would do? Ditch the old heavy armor and replace it with nanotech. This means no more stiff robotic movements. Vader's suit would be lightweight, flexible, and able to repair itself in real time. If he lost a limb in battle, the suit could instantly rebuild it. No more mechanical arms, just a living metal exoskeleton that adapts to his body. Then there's the power source. Stark's Arc Reactor changes everything. Instead of relying on cybernetics that constantly need maintenance, Vader would have unlimited energy flowing through his suit. No overheating, no recharging, just raw power whenever he needs it. He could fight for days without breaking a sweat. And let's be real, Palpatine is not gonna like that. But we're not stopping there. Vader's original suit was dumb, literally. No AI, no real-time diagnostics, no combat assistance. Tony Stark wouldn't let that slide. He'd installed Jarvis, or Friday, inside of Vader's suit, giving him an advanced AI assistant that can monitor his oxygen levels, predict Jedi attacks, and even enhance his force abilities. Imagine a battle where Vader doesn't just rely on instincts. He has instant tactical analysis, real-time battlefield data, and predictive combat strategies. And then there's mobility. One of Vader's biggest weaknesses is that he's slow. His mechanical limbs limit his movement, making it easy for agile Jedi like Luke or Obi-Wan to outmaneuver him. But if Tony Stark built the suit, Vader gets full flight capability. With jet thrusters built into his boots and repulsor-powered stabilizers, he wouldn't just walk, he'd hover mid-battle, dodging attacks like an absolute beast. Lightsaber duel and zero gravity? Yeah, that's happening now. Oh, and speaking of repulsors, why stop at just a lightsaber? If Vader's suit is getting an Iron Man level upgrade, you already know Stark is adding built-in repulsor cannons. Now Vader can blast enemies across the battlefield with a flick of his wrist. The Jedi Council would not be ready for Iron Vader. So let's think about this for a second. Vader now has nanotech armor that repairs itself, unlimited Arc Reactor power, an AI assistant predicting every move, flight capabilities to outmaneuver Jedi, repulsor cannons on top of his lightsaber. Yeah, this isn't the same Sith Lord we remember. With this kind of power, Vader wouldn't just be Palpatine's apprentice anymore. He'd be something else. Something worse. Iron Vader versus the Jedi and what changes. Darth Vader was already one of the most powerful warriors in the galaxy, even with a terrible suit designed to keep him weak. But now, with Tony Stark's upgrades, he's a walking super weapon. This isn't just a small power boost. This is a complete transformation that flips Star Wars history on its head. Let's start with the obvious. Vader is no longer slow. One of the biggest reasons he lost fights, especially to Obi-Wan, was because he was stiff and sluggish. His robotic limbs didn't move fluidly, and his armor weighed him down. But now, with nanotech joints, real-time motion adaptation, and Stark's flight stabilizers, Vader's not just faster, he's flying. Imagine the battle on Mustafar, but instead of Vader slowly stomping around on the lava-covered platforms, he's hovering above the battlefield, dodging attacks in midair like an absolute monster. If Obi-Wan thought he had the high ground before, not anymore. Vader could literally fly over him, rain down repulsor blasts, and swing his lightsaber from angles Obi-Wan never even considered. And speaking of Jedi duels, let's talk about reaction time. Normally, Vader fights based on instinct and raw power, but now he's got AI assistance. Jarvis or Friday can analyze energy movements in real time, predict combat patterns, and suggest the most efficient attack strategy. The Jedi rely on the Force to anticipate attacks, but Vader's got something better. He's running combat analytics at Stark-level speed. Think about what this means in a duel. If a Jedi tries to pull off an acrobatic maneuver, Jarvis calculates the trajectory instantly, telling Vader exactly where to strike before the attack even lands. This is no longer a sword fight. This is a fully optimized combat system that makes split-second decisions with inhuman precision. And let's not forget defense. One of Vader's weaknesses was that he still took damage in combat. His armor could deflect some blaster fire, sure, but a well-placed strike could still damage his systems. But now, not happening. His new nanotech suit repairs itself instantly. If a Jedi manages to land a lucky hit, the suit rebuilds on the spot. It's like fighting something that just won't die. Even if an enemy destroys his limbs, Vader doesn't need an operating table. His suit reconstructs them in real time. Lightsaber wound? Doesn't matter. Blaster shot to the chest? Fixed before the fight even ends. This is next level indestructibility. At this point, you have to wonder, is there anyone who could stop him? The rebellion would be done. Luke Skywalker? Yeah, he had trouble beating the normal Vader. This version is on another level. Han Solo? Forget it. The only person who might stand a chance is Palpatine himself. And that is a serious problem. The Emperor's worst nightmare. Palpatine created Vader to be a loyal enforcer, not an equal. He built Vader's suit to keep him just powerful enough to win battles, but never powerful enough to overthrow him. But now, Tony Stark has completely removed all of Vader's weaknesses. With an indestructible body, unlimited power, AI-enhanced combat, and flight capabilities, Vader doesn't need Palpatine anymore. In fact, he could overthrow him with ease. Let's talk about that for a second. In Star Wars, Vader was always the apprentice. He followed orders, did what he was told, and never questioned his place. The only time he actually turned against Palpatine was when Luke was about to be killed, and even then it nearly cost him his life. But now Vader isn't dependent on the dark side to survive. The suit isn't keeping him alive, it's making him stronger. That means Palpatine no longer has a leash on him. If Palpatine ever tried to use Force Lightning against Vader, guess what? It wouldn't even work. Why? Because Stark's suit could absorb and redirect it. Palpatine's strongest weapon, the thing that killed Vader in the original timeline, is completely useless now. Think about how that battle would play out. Palpatine raises his hands, lightning crackles at his fingertips, laughing as he prepares to strike Vader down. But nothing happens. The electricity flows into the armor, and Vader just stands there. Then, boom! He fires the energy back at Palpatine with an enhanced repulsor blast. That's it. That's checkmate. The Emperor is done. That raises a terrifying question. If Vader isn't controlled by Palpatine, what does he become? Does he take over the Empire? Does he create something worse? Let's not forget, Tony Stark is the one who built this suit. Which brings us to the biggest question of all. What if Tony left a kill switch inside? What if Tony Stark controlled the Vader suit? Vader had finally reached the peak of his power. The rebellion was in ruins, the Jedi were long gone, and even Palpatine had been eliminated. With Stark's technology, Vader had surpassed everything the Sith had ever imagined. He was no longer just a warrior. He was a fully optimized war machine with no weaknesses. But there was something he didn't know. Tony Stark had designed the suit, and if there was one thing Tony never did, it was build something without a contingency plan. He never trusted anyone completely, and Vader was no exception. Somewhere deep inside the system, hidden beneath layers of encrypted code, there was a failsafe. A single command that, when activated, would strip Vader of all control over his armor. And then, just like that, everything stopped. Vader's body locked up. His limbs refused to move. The suit was still functional, but he had lost complete control over it. His weapons shut down, his repulsors powered off, and even his ability to walk had been stripped away. He was trapped inside his own armor, fully conscious but completely helpless. The galaxy's most feared warrior had just become a prisoner in his own body. But the real question is, who really won? This wasn't just about making Vader more powerful. It wasn't about turning him into an indestructible war machine or giving him the ultimate technological advantage. It was about fixing him. Tony Stark had done what no Jedi ever could. He had taken away the one thing that truly made Vader dangerous, his dependency on the dark side. The Sith had always relied on pain and suffering to grow stronger. But with this new armor no longer fueling that pain, Vader had no reason to keep fighting. Without the weight of the past, without the endless cycle of revenge and destruction, he had a chance to be something else. And just like that, the galaxy's greatest villain was no more. Let us know in the comments below. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for the latest news.